Hi, I'm Rose from Tough Cookie, and today I'm going to talk about my perspective on nutrition a little bit, just to introduce the other videos on the channel really. And I often talk a lot about body image and diet, and how I believe they're related, and the videos that I share on social media on health and nutrition from the perspective of myself as a recovered anorexic and a diet addict, and someone who had body dysmorphia for a long time. And we often hear a lot about food and nutrition and being healthy and fit nowadays, and to be fair, we always have done. But now more than ever, I think people feel as though it's especially important to look perfect. We're increasingly exposed to this perfect body on social media, Fitspo, Thinspo, and a load of other crap really, which just makes us feel pretty bad about ourselves in comparison. And I had anorexia in my teens, and I then battled body dysmorphia and diet addiction for years after that. So I know firsthand how it feels to be totally confused by food and afraid of food as well. And I only learnt about nutrition and how my body works just a few years ago, which is why I'm passionate now about sharing what I know with other people. I genuinely believe that with some education and some early intervention and maybe a little bit of support with my emotional well-being, then maybe I wouldn't have gone on to develop anorexia, and perhaps I wouldn't have held negative beliefs about myself for years to come as well after that. So that's a really important part of what I do. And ultimately, I ended up on a well-known diet, and then I developed anorexia, so I know how harmful diets can be and how important it is that we have a positive relationship with our bodies and with our minds. Even after I recovered from anorexia, I still didn't know how to eat. I didn't have a proper recovery plan, so putting the weight back on just involved me eating a load of crappy food. And I didn't really think about food actually after that for a few years. And then aged 18, I began to want that control back again. And the sort of bad habits that I'd had before slipped back in, and even though I didn't relapse, I did spend years effectively starving myself, living off cup soups and sweets, and I was totally malnourished. I was often down, I was often grumpy, I developed chronic IBS, and my hair fell out as well year on year. And I just got fed up, and I started to read about nutrition. I wanted to relieve the symptoms of my IBS because it was affecting my life in quite a significant way, and quickly I realised that my way of thinking had been all wrong. And that's why I talk about what I do and why I'm so passionate about diets and nutrition and body image, and I talk about that in my book Nutrition in a Nutshell as well. And now I feel better than I ever have done before, and that's because I know my body and I know myself better than I did before. I actually want to look after my body now, because I realise how important it is, and I regret abusing it for so many years. And now I know that we should eat without thinking, but that's more difficult with so many products on the market, and most of them are processed and they're advertised with clever marketing campaigns, so we don't even know that they're bad for us. And most people I speak to don't eat without thinking really, they don't even realise that how they're thinking and feeling is all wrong. I think the easiest way is just to eat wholesome, natural foods, and that means that you recognise them in their natural state and they haven't been messed with in any way, and that's again something I cover in the videos here on the YouTube channel. I'm not saying that you shouldn't eat this and you shouldn't eat that. I'm not telling people never to eat certain foods, then I'd be being irresponsible, and that's not what this is about. I do try and avoid certain foods myself, but what I'm saying is don't substitute real food for crap just because you think it'll make you slim or it'll make you look good, because then your motive's all wrong, and it won't either. It won't help you to be slim or look good. What I advocate is a balanced, a less controlling view on food. So with our shelves saturated with rubbish products and our senses constantly bombarded with all this marketing and our busy modern lifestyles as well, which make it hard for us to prepare food, the best way to get into a state of mind of not hating food or yourself is to just go natural. Your body is amazing and you only get one of them, so please look after it. That's my main message here, and that's what this is all about. You know, whether you're constantly dieting, or if you're worrying about your weight, or even if you have, or you're going through an eating disorder right now, you know, the videos on the channel cover nutrition in general, and share the things I've learned, as do my book Nutrition in a Nutshell. So why not get started now and take a look at my next video here.